Hi guys, it's Kimberly back with the Twin Flame family, and I wanted to give you an energy update reading for the collective Twin Flames from Sunday, December 11th today till next week, Sunday, Monday, December 18th, 19th. So we have a full moon this week on Tuesday, December 13th, and that's in Gemini. And I'm getting some really guided messages for the collective that don't necessarily pertain to the full moon, but I always think it's a good idea I usually post a couple of astrologers' videos that give great updates for the full moons and new moon energy. And I'll be posting those videos on the Facebook page, so check it out. It's facebook.com/the Twin Flame Family. And if you want more information about the moon energy, planetary energy, how it's affecting Twin Flames and the collective, I'll be posting some of those videos. And also, for those of us who are looking to move past some of the blocks and struggles that we're going through, seeking further guidance, want to do, shadow work or dig deeper into your own self-healing, figure out where your mission is or what you need to be doing while you're in separation. Like all of these things are great for working one-on-one. And so you can check out my services on the website at thetwinflamefamily.com. It's www.thetwinflamefamily.com. And just click schedule a session, and there's a whole bunch of services. I use intuitive guidance along with soul coaching to help you navigate through this process and work through the pain so you can get to a more joyful place. So if that makes sense for you right now, that's something that you'd like to, work with me one-on-one, I welcome that. It's been really an amazing experience working with all of you, so thank you. This week, though, in terms of just energy that I'm feeling for the collective, the guided messages I'm getting, it seems like it's really about clearing the blocks, the obstacles. And many of these obstacles have been an illusion of that they are either existing in the relationship in the twin flame dynamic, the push-pull or the push away, or, that they've seemed like unsurmountable obstacles, or like, how is this going to clear type obstacles? Or it doesn't seem to be shifting, and what do I do type feeling. But I feel like these obstacles are starting to clear now, and they're a result of your heightened awareness and your self-healing, because so many of you, I know, are doing your work, and I'm really, really proud of you guys for doing that and for digging deeper. I've said the past 2 weeks, the primary message has been to dig deeper in our healing, and so many of you have just with me, reached out to me saying, can I have your shadow work worksheets, booking individual sessions, going off on your own, really doing your healing work, following up with me and letting me know. And it's like, it's so impressive to hear from so many twin flames who are doing their individual work and are really like recognizing that which lies within themselves. And I feel like the obstacles that are being cleared right now are the ones that we're healing from within. They're the blocks that we've actually placed in our own way that we haven't even been aware of. The deep the reactions from our wounded inner child. The running away because it's false adapted, false it's defensiveness or false masculinity, or pushing away because it's false masculinity in the feminine. Those types of things we're starting to recognize, so that we're repatterning them. And I feel like it's like now it's like kicking into gear. Does that make sense? It's like we're putting it into play almost. It's like going into motion. And now that it's going into motion, it's becoming less conceptual. We're materializing it more, so we're actually practicing it. Does that make sense? So I'm getting that we are practicing now clearing obstacles by shining the spotlight on our own selves, because we've done more healing, we've dug deeper. And now as a result of that, we're able to shine that spotlight stronger, hear the voices louder, gain the awareness stronger. So that way, when we're playing out difficult dynamics in our twin flame relationship, we see that the shifting has to be done with us first before our twin is going to shift as well. Okay. One of the things I feel, though, is like somebody has to be a pioneer in the twin flame dynamic. And we keep saying it's like, oh, the more awakened one, the less awakened one, whatever. We're all awakening. And there's always two different paces. But I think it's more than just two different paces with the twin flames. I think it's like totally like just such a different understanding, like each twin comes with such a different understanding of what the dynamic is. And even if you think, you may be like the more awakened one, your twin flame may also have deep knowledge, like really profound knowledge and profound understanding that we don't even know about yet, because it's like just deep within there and hasn't been communicated yet. But either way, one of us knows how to lead this situation. And they're saying that one of you needs to be the pioneer. And when you're the pioneer, you're setting the example, okay? You're not responsible any longer for repeating the cycle. You're breaking the cycle, okay? You're changing it. You're lifting yourself out of the situation. Like it's almost like taking a bird's eye view on your dynamic, on your situation. And you're shifting it by starting to shift within yourself. And changing the way you react first, changing the way you behave, and not because you have to change, but because you are healing. You've dug deeper into your healing, and now you're able to see some of the patterns, some of the things, some of the beliefs that we've carried for so many years that we're finally starting to let go of, or we're finally just challenging ourselves to see the other side. What new belief might be born? What new thing can we latch onto that feels good and positive and will help guide us in the direction of more love, rather than putting fear and rejection and hurt and all of these things that are just an illusion in the way of our own progress and our twin flame dynamic. So you guys, it's really important to realize that those things, the fear, the hurt, the anguish, the jealousy, all those things are just roadblocks, and we're putting them there because they're things that need to be healed within us. Okay, it's not things that our twin flame is doing onto us. It's our own healing. So it's also saying, like, and we've had this before, but see the other person's point of view is one of the crowning cards above this, reading and these messages. And that's just like, it's also like taking that bird's eye view and saying, I really get where the other person's coming from. Like, in fact, like, I'm really going to listen to them this time. Like, that's a big thing that's coming up, is to listen. Not just listen to your own intuition, because that was like last week's message, but it's like saying, listen to your twin flame. If they're saying, I don't want to talk to you right now, I don't want to see you, then they do not want to see you right now. Allow them. Allow. Do not push. And this is how we grow. And if they're saying, if they're holding the mirror back to you and they're able to communicate to you what it is that bothers them in these reactions, in this dynamic, listen to them. Listen, because there's information in there for you. And I think sometimes we get angry, or the situation gets heated, or we get defensive. And as soon as we put up those barriers, put up those blocks, assume the false masculinity, get really forceful, get angry, whatever we, get, some of us might get very, very sad and just kind of, go cocoon and just, be more inward, introverted. But either way, you're not receiving. So they're saying, receive the messages and listen, and open your heart and listen to what your twin flame is saying. Listen. Because right now, I feel like twin flames are communicating a lot of truth to each other. And if we don't give an inch, we can't make progress. And it's like we need to be able to surrender, not just surrender the situation and just allow our twin flames to do whatever they need to do and to have their own journey and experience along this course, but also so that we can listen to what it is that they're saying to us, what our hearts are telling us. We can listen to this mirror and look at ourselves in a deeper way as well. And it's not just about looking in the mirror anymore. It's really about listening. Okay. And I think some of us have been really stubborn, and that's what some of this clearing the obstacles have been, because it's like we're being stubborn about ourselves, you guys, about ourselves, not wanting to look fully at ourselves. It's time to look completely at this dynamic and say, do I want to be the pioneer? Yes. I want to be the pioneer. I want to start a new beginning and do it in a different way. And I'm going to, maybe guide this or steer this ship. This card is also about your mission, you guys. And many of you have reached out to me. You're writing your books, you're writing your poetry, you're doing your stuff. And I'm also getting the scribe writing, which is big. And I called for Twin Flames to submit their Twin Flame stories in a recent video. You're welcome to do that via email. But right now I'm just collecting the information. It's just an idea that's starting to materialize, right? And that's what this is. The Ace of Wands is like, it's like a new idea that's coming into being, that's coming into form, that's starting to manifest. You're cutting through, I feel like we're cutting through some of the old paradigms, some of the old fears that have held us back from doing this. And it's just like a new, like sort of like a liberation and a feeling of like, I can do this. And I, have talents and creative desires to express. And it's time now, especially now during this December month, because I feel so many of you are going to be really working on your mission during January and February and manifesting very, very, very quickly. So it's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing. I do feel like as you balance out your masculine and feminine energies, which many of you are working on right now, and realizing that it is the core of the dynamic of twin flames. And so most of this has to be balanced within ourselves. It's like our twin has to balance their masculine and feminine energies. We have to balance our own masculine and feminine energies from within. And this is talking about that when we do, there's going to be a lot of better balance in our twin flame dynamic. There's also going to be better balance in our life. This isn't just about masculine, feminine. I'm really getting that it's about balancing the negative and the positive energy. I really feel like a lot of us have spent a lot of time focusing on the lack, focusing on the negative of the situation. When is this going to happen? Why isn't this happening? I'm sad and this and that. And they're telling me, like, the guides are saying, just be positive and keep balancing it's like for every negative you thought you have, try to change it around, right? Just like shift it into a positive statement. Push those negative thoughts aside and get into the positive flow of thinking, because that's what's going to bring not just good energy and like positive manifestations within your twin flame dynamic, but it's going to bring a lot of good karma in your life as well. And I think some of us have been struggling with that. So here's what happens. We have this deep connection to our twin flame. It's probably the biggest emotional connection that's driving our existence right now. It's like it's causing us to evolve and look at all these things. We're doing all this wound healing and clearing, and then we go and we sulk about our twin flame, or we're missing them, or we're fighting with them. And it's like it takes a lot of energy, but it's negative energy. It's negative focus when we're fighting, missing, hurting, you know, and going through all of that. So what we're asked to be doing is to be going into a more positive state of thinking where everything is possible, anything is possible, everything is just a short distance away. It's not as far away as we feel like, and we can control the manifestation of things in our twin flame dynamic in life by raising our energetic vibration and clearing out the blocks. And that's what this is, clearing out the blocks within ourselves. And in the raising the vibration, I feel like karmic energy is going to clear in our day-to-day lives, and more flow is going to occur, more financial flow, more, you know, smiles that greet you, and cool synchronicities and things like this. And it's just talking about balance. And I feel like for every negative thought you have to really catch yourself and start to reframe it into something positive with the belief behind it. It can't just be words or affirmations. I don't really believe in affirmations unless we can get our vibration behind the affirmation and feel it from within. It's also saying about a peace offering, and the peace offering, I feel like for twin flames is like, let me see your point of view. Okay? It's like saying, see the other person's point of view. Let me see your point of view, and I'm going to meet you halfway. And I'm going to admit that some of this is me. And I'm going to take responsibility for the fact that I feel hurt. And I'm going to take responsibility for the fact that I'm missing you. I'm going to take responsibility for the fact that I don't feel whole when I'm not with you, or when I'm not, you know, connected in a relationship. I'm going to take responsibility for all of this, and I'm going to meet you halfway. Here's my peace offering. I feel like that's what our peace offerings are. It's like our willingness to see the other person's perspective, to take responsibility for our own self-healing, and the awareness that we're gaining, like, you know, take that awareness, whatever it is that we're gaining the awareness of, and turn it into some sort of an offering, which is basically us practicing the opposite of what we've been practicing probably our whole lives, which is basically a whole new pattern, way of being and behaving in a romantic relationship and a love relationship. And it's pretty huge. Our love lives this is up right now. We're very much moving into a place of love by doing this. It's self-love. That digging deeper and healing deeper has been a huge, immense amount of self-love that we've had to have. And they're saying, continue that, be nice to yourself. And this is giving way so that we can give love, so that we can be more compassionate. We can be in our divine feminine and be more communicative, forgiving, compassionate, nurturing, okay? Not so stubborn and, just wallowed in our own pain, and not so pushing away or forceful or defensive. And we want to break all those patterns. And I feel that we are, as the collective. And so the love life, we're moving into opportunity here. There's a lot of opportunity here for growth in our twin flame dynamic, and also for like new blossoming. One thing I have to say about my personal twin flame dynamic is, one thing I have noticed is that all of this is existing right now within my dynamic and within my situation. And it's really amazing to see the budding that's opening both of us. And it's stemming from a learning how to forgive in a different way than we ever have. Learning how to love in a different way than we ever have. And it's opening up like this whole, it's like a new relationship. I'm not even kidding you. It's like a whole new world. And I just split the deck and just picked a card for that. And this is what I get, the Lovers. That's what's happening, you guys. That's what happens when you can finally look at yourself and accept the responsibility, forgive and let go, and recognize that if we're not feeling good within ourselves, we're not going to feel good in any relationship. And if we're not whole from within, we're not going to be able to have a healthy dynamic with anyone, not just our twin flame. And so as we heal and become more whole and become more aware of ourselves, we can play out a healthier dynamic. And in that healthier, more communicative dynamic, it's more communicative, more expressive, it's forgiving, it's compromising. It's compromise. It's getting rid of the stubbornness, the defensiveness, the pushing, the running. That compromise, look at, this is what this is, holding your hand out to one another, these lovers. And it's so bright what's up ahead. And so keep moving in that direction. There'll be days where you stumble. There'll be obstacles that still come up that we still need to clear from within. But I think that once it starts to click into place like this, where we move into the deeper forgiveness, where we move into different ways of being ourselves, different ways of acting in our relationships, different ways of, elevating our vibrations so that we exist on this planet in a higher state, in a better way, in a way in which we're one with everyone. You're one with your twin. There is no separation. So to say you did this or I did that or you hurt me is totally irrelevant, because we're all one. And I think this is beautiful, and I just want to leave you with that, the lovers. Okay, we're moving towards that, and you keep moving towards it too, with doing your own healing, and then opening up to love, and being expressive, communicative, unconditional. Okay? All right. Bye, you guys. Have a great week. Mwah.